All right, so here we're going to start doing some application problems. So we're supposed to express your answer as a linear inequality with the appropriate non-negative restrictions, and then we're going to draw the graph. So labor costs for a farmer are $100 per acre for corn and $100 per acre for soybeans. How many acres of each crop should the farmer plant if he wants to spend no more than $15,000 on labor? All right, so it looks like we're going to have a couple of variables. So let's let x equal the corn, and that one's $120 per acre. And then let's let y equal, and that's going to be the soybean, which is the $100 per acre. Okay. So now what do we have? We know what the total is. The total can only be $15,000. So the total is going to be less than or equal to that $15,000. So the total we can spend is that. And what do we know about I guess the acres as well as how much corn and soybeans we can plant. Well, can we plant negative amounts? Not really. So we're gonna have to go back to kind of some of those restrictions we saw back here. X and Y have to be greater than equal to 0. And so we're gonna put those in here too. So those are gonna be some restrictions. All right. So those are kind of what we need to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, well, how do we get that total? Well, we're going to take the number of acres planted times the cost per acre, and that's going to how we're going to work on getting that. So we're going to take 120 times x plus 100 times y, and that has to be the less than or equal to the total, which we said was 15,000. Okay. So now we have that. Now we have those restrictions. And so what we're going to do is we're going to solve this for y, and then we're going to graph that with those two restrictions here. So we'll subtract 120x, and we get 100y is less than or equal to negative 120x plus 15,000. Divide by 100. And so y has to be less than or equal to, and that's going to be, well, we could put it into fractions or we could put it as a decimal. So let's do a negative 6 over 5x plus, and then that's going to be just 150. Okay. And now we're going to do this. And so we have the linear inequality. So that's going to be our linear inequality with the restrictions. X is greater than or equal to 0 and y is greater than or equal to 0. So that's kind of our whole piece here. Now, if we graph that, well, that's going to be at 150 and we're going down. So again, not drawn exactly to scale, but close enough. And we know we're going to be in the first quadrant, so it's going to be everything up in here because of those two. Now, what we have to do is it's going to be less than that line or equal to. So that means we're only going to be in this area right here. So just that little triangle is going to be our solution. So that's going to be the graph of this one. That's going to be the inequalities that represent this graph, and that's how you would get it. All right, let's stop with that one and come back for some more.